boys and girls. Miss Belanca again. I want to go ahead and share another book that I have with you, and for us to do a little more work on our story elements. The title of this book that we'll read today is called Alan's Big Scary Teeth. I'm already starting to think about this title. Remember last time we talked about how good readers look at the title and they look at the cover. I'm already looking at this cover and I'm thinking I have some information in my head that might help me with this. I see that he is a big, scary alligator. And I do know that alligators are animals that have really sharp teeth and can be kind of scary. I'm also noticing something else over here. I'm noticing that the author, who's Jarvis, and he's the illustrator, went and he drew some little lines around the frog and the snail. I don't exactly know why he did that. Okay? I don't know why he's drawing little lines. What's the author trying to tell me? So as we read this book, our purpose is to try to understand this fiction book. So I need to think about things like, again, the character and the setting and the problem and the solution. And if I can talk through those things, that means that I've really understood what I read. I understood the story. So let's read a little bit in Alan's Big Scary Teeth. Alan came from a long line of very scary alligators. He was known throughout the jungle for his scaring. It was what he did best. All right, I have to stop because I've already noticed some clues that are going to help me decide that one of the things that I'm noticing is Alan definitely is our main character. He is going to be the person or the animal that this story is about. I also have a clue for the setting. Remember, the setting is where is this story taking place? Sometimes there are more than one settings in a story, and that's fine. In this story, there is just one setting. And I'm going to go back up here to this sentence. He was known throughout the jungle for his scaring. That's going to tell me that Alan lives in the jungle. That's the setting of this story. So already we've read one page and we know the character and we know the setting. So let's keep reading. See if we can figure out the problem and the solution. Alan would start each day polishing his scales, sharpening his nails, and brushing each of his big scary teeth, at least for 10 minutes at a time. And after practicing his frightening faces in the mirror, he'd sneak into the jungle for his morning round of scaring. Alan went snap, snap, and grrr, grrr. He said things like, I'm big, scary Alan. Fear my razor sharp teeth. And I know my author wants me to make my voice a little higher and a little louder because of the way that they wrote those words. And you see all caps like that, all capital letters. He made the frogs leap off their lily pads, the monkeys tumble from the trees, and the parrots screech in terrible terror. Snap, snap, eek, squawk, ah! I love being scary, said Alan. After a long day of scaring the jungle animals, Alan would head back to the swamp, relax, finish the crossword in the Jungle Times, and take out his false teeth. Nobody knew about Alan's false teeth. Good night, teeth. Sweet dreams, my scary snappers, Alan would say as he put them away carefully in his super secret hiding place. So I'm going to stop because I wonder if Alan having false teeth is going to be part of the problem as I read more in our story. I am making that prediction that there might be a problem with the teeth coming up. One morning, Barry the Beaver was up early collecting wood and came across a dozing Alan. Terrified that Alan might wake up and gobble him whole, he quickly dived behind a bush. Phew, that was close, thought Barry. just as a set of false teeth fell out of a bush with a very familiar snap, snap. Uh-oh. I'm now beginning to understand that those false teeth are going to be part of the problem. When Alan woke, his teeth were gone. My teeth, where are my teeth? What could he do? Maybe no one would notice? Could he still be scary without them? He decided to head into the jungle as usual. I had to reread that sentence because it wasn't making sense. My eyes weren't looking at the words that made sense. So I had to go back and reread to make sure my eyes and the words and my mouth are all working together to get those words. I'm going to stop because I do know now that the problem is that Alan's teeth are gone. We know that the animals have them. Problem is what's going to happen next. He made the frogs leap off their lily pads, the monkeys tumble from the trees, and the parrots screech with laughter. Alan just wasn't scary without his teeth. Here we go. Thump, thump. Ha, 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 hee, hee, ha, ha. Uh-oh, that is definitely the problem in the story. Now that Alan's teeth are gone, he's not scary anymore, and the animals are laughing at him. That's his problem. Let's see how that problem is solved. Alan slunk back to the swamp. He had never been more embarrassed. He came from a long line of very scary alligators. Scaring was the only thing he had ever known. What would Alan do now? My question as a reader is, how does he solve his problem? What happens? Poor Alan began to cry. But then the tears kept coming. He howled and yowled more than all the jungle babies put together, and he couldn't stop crying until the next morning when all the animals turned up at Alan's swamp with his big, scary teeth. I'm going to stop, and I'm wondering in my head, what are the animals doing? What's going to happen? We'll give you back your teeth, said Frog. Ooh, I want to stop because I'm starting to see a solution to Alan's problem. We'll have to see. But the frog is holding something, and he has something. It's written on the paper, the rules. So now I'm wondering, what is the frog and the other animals going to talk to Alan about? What rules are they making? Really? Said Alan. On one condition, said Parrot, you have to stop scaring us. Oh, I bet that's the rule. Alan can't use his false teeth to be scary anymore. But what will I do? I don't know how to do anything else. We have an idea, said Frog. And so every day, after polishing his scales, sharpening his nails, and brushing his big scary teeth, Alan headed into the jungle. It says, welcome to the jungle. And became Alan the gardener, Alan the hairdresser, and Alan the dentist. Boy, so he turned from being a scary character to a helpful character. But every night he became Alan the big scary storyteller, thrilling the jungle animals with his terrifying tales. Ah, I love being scary, said Alan. I'm going to stop there because that's the solution to his problem. He did get his teeth back, but he didn't use them anymore to be scary. He was using them to be helpful, but still had fun with the other animals because he was using them to do some scary storytelling instead of scaring the animals. So that's how that solution. And sometimes he even let Barry borrow his teeth. All right. So boys and girls, hopefully you did a nice job thinking about all of those story elements as you're doing your reading in your books. If you have a fiction book, you should be trying to pick out who the characters are, where the setting is there a problem in this book, and does it get solved? Even if you're having the conversation, the talking in your head, right, really important to do. All right, my friends, I will see you again with some good books. Happy reading.